Now let's talk about the metric system. The metric system is a fantastic system. It's all about powers of 10, which is how we count anyways in, well, pretty much around the world. Everyone uses a base 10 system. And it's unfortunate we don't use it here. The nice thing about the metric system is once you get a handle of it, all it basically comes down to is moving the decimal left and right. It's very, very, very nice. And also when we get to 5.3 and we talk about volume and capacity, it's also very, very nice there. A lot of the stuff done in nursing is in metric. So it's something you just have to get used to. All right. In the metric system, there are common prefixes that are used pretty much day to day. Now, there's more than just what is in this chart here. Like if you're going into scientific things, then they have very, very big numbers or very, very small numbers. But these are the common ones. So kilo is abbreviated with lowercase k, and that means 1,000 times the base unit. So if your base unit was, for example, grams, then a kilogram means 1,000 grams. Hecto, lowercase h, 100 times the base unit. Deca with a k, DA is the abbreviation, 10 times the base unit. Then we have the base unit. Deci, D, 1/10. Centi, C, 1/100th. And milli, no vanilli, M, 1/1000th. So again, the prefixes go in front of the base unit, and the base unit will change depending on the scenario. In length, the metric base unit is the meter, which is designated by lowercase m, not to be confused with milli. So millimeter would be abbreviated mm. I wonder if there's peanut inside. I don't know. There are two ways to convert within the metric system. You can use a unit fraction, as we had before, or you can move the decimal place. In fact, let me go back one slide to make a note. As you move down from kilo to milli, you keep multiplying by 10. So 1 kilo is 10 hectograms, is 100 decagrams, is 1,000 regular grams, is 10,000 decigrams, is 100,000 centigrams, is, what am I up to? 1,000,000 milligrams. So as you move down, you keep multiplying by 10. As you move up, you keep dividing by 10. So a millimeter is 1/10 of a centimeter. 1/100th. Oh, Ricardo's online. That's nice. Goodbye, Ricardo. 1/100th of a decimeter. 1/1000th of a meter. 1/10,000th of a decameter. 100,000th of a hectometer, and 1/1,000,000th of a kilometer. So as you move down this chart, you multiply by 10. As you move up the chart, you divide by 10. Okay, now we're good. So the unit fraction one would be just the same as before. If we had 2.45 meters to centimeters, well, as discussed, a centimeter is 1/100th of a meter, or I could say 1 meter is 100 centimeters. Your choice. Since meters is on top, then we would need the unit fraction to where meters would be on bottom. So that's why we have 100 centimeters over 1 meter. And so we just have 2.45 times 100, which is 245. And the remaining unit is centimeters. So unit fraction works just fine. However, there's a much easier way. And just like in the previous video, I have to lean over. I just dropped my phone. To get the tablet, because I forgot I'm here. All right. Yeah, my tablet for the next slide. Boop. The other way is King Henry. Now, King Henry is an acronym? What's that thing where all the letters mean something? I'm going to go with acronym. For the metric system. So King for kilo, Henry is hecto, dozen is deca, so on and so forth. Notice the word usually. Usually means the base unit here. So it all depends on what system you're talking about. Here we're talking length. And remember, for length, the base unit is meters. Okay. So we're going to do the same problem. We're going to convert. Oh, no! We're going to convert from meters to centimeters. And here is how King Henry works. Meters is the base unit. And yet again, I can never tell where my cursor's at. All right, so base unit, usually. And we want to go to centimeters. Well, centimeters is represented by chocolate. So notice to do that, I would move 2 places to the right. So usually represents the base unit. And we want to go to centimeters, which are represented by chocolate. And that means we move 2 places to the right. Well, same thing with this problem here. We start with a decimal and move 2 places to the right. If there's any gaps, we fill it in with zeros. Since we don't have a gap, we would just say 245 and then put the new unit centimeter. Done. Now, for funsies, suppose we had 2.45 meter and we want to go to kilometer. I'm going to change my color here. Boop. So, meter is where the unusually is at. And kilometer is represented by king. So we need to go 3 places to the left. Boop. So in this case, we would take our decimal for 2.54 and move 3 places to left. 1, 2, 3. Boop. Notice that created 2 gaps, which I fill in with zeros. I always like to put a leading zero before the decimal. So 2.54 meters is the same thing as 0.00245 kilometers, the new unit. Yay! So this is what makes the metric system so nice, and that's why I said since it's a base 10 system, you're generally just moving the decimal, which makes it fantastic. So if you memorize King Henry doesn't usually drink chocolate milk, there's by the way, a whole bunch of them. Like there's one, King Henry dies unusually drinking chocolate milk. A lot with kings and chocolate milk. I don't get it. So all you're really doing is moving the decimal place. But again, you can always use a unit fraction like we did for the the English system. If you would, please watch Converting Metric Length.